Hey, I'm Chris Berman. Got a lot of games to cover. Let's get at it. In our first game this week, we had the Cardinals end up with an 8-point victory. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Eagles win their 5th game of the season. The Packers won this contest, but will stay at the 3rd place in the NFC North. Chris Chambers had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. Steven Jackson ran to pay dirt 3 times and helped his Rams beat the 49ers. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Darren Sharper will be on the sidelines for a while, so this defense will need to do some reshuffling in his absence. Tests at the stadium revealed a broken kneecap, so he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own mash unit. Leonard Little is probably the one that most leaps out at you. A hairline fracture of the arm is the initial report, and the doctors are saying he'll be out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. So that'll do it for now. Boomer, back to you.
Steelers, Browns. Plexico Burress, he's split out at the 14-yard line as they look to get 6. Makes the move toward the middle, and a nice catch at the back of the end zone for 6. The Steelers win this one by the final score of 20-16. Up in the Windy City of Chicago, we had the Bears come away with a 7-point win. Over at Arrowhead Stadium, we had the Chiefs race away with a 25-point win. The Jaguars defense got to the quarterback 4 times in their win at Alltel Stadium. The Falcons won decisively at home, but will take to the road next week to meet the Rams. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Giants pick up win number 7. Ravens, Bengals. Ryan surveys the defense at the 25. Extra receiver is split out. That's the tight end. Even though he's got double coverage, heads to the corner, touchdown. What a throw. The Ravens go on to win this by the final score of 24-17. The Seahawks won this contest, but will stay at the 2nd place in the NFC West. The Chargers win yet again this week and keep their impressive streak alive. Justin McCarron's had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Jets beat the Saints. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
Banks is on the move as he gets a contract for what can only be referred to as crazy money. 4 years, $2.5 million. Welch will also have a new address for a while as he signs a 4-year contract with the Saints.
And in our final game, we had the Bills come away victorious. So let's change things up a bit and turn to a guy that's had his eye on the college game, and that's our own Mel Kiper Jr. He joins us now. Mel, your work never ends, I know. Believe me, I know better than anybody else. But it's never too early to start thinking about next year's draft, is it?
Never too early indeed. And now that, for the most part, the regular season in college football is behind us, we can really start looking back at the guys that have impressed me the most across college campuses this year. Burns is a guy, for starters, that I think truly has very few negatives in his game right now. 5'10", 232, out of Iowa. And most teams would be hesitant to go after a fullback so early. But this is a guy I really believe could be someone you plug in from the get-go, and he could wind up filling that position for you for a decade or so. Kennedy is another guy that I truly believe will be a frontline NFL starter somewhere down the line. The way he's performed this year makes me believe that his stock is really rising in NFL circle. So that'll do it for now, but expect there to be plenty happening between now and April.
So that'll just about do it. But before we go, I'm going to toss out a few game balls to my prime-time players. Each and every one of these men had a week to remember. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.